Hi, and welcome back to our playthrough of Talisman. We are now in the fourth episode already, and really last episode was pretty cool, I have to admit. So there were many twists here. So the elf died, the monk once more got a toad, still had to fight the Terror Knight, the new enemy or the new hero on the board here. Of course, he lost. The toad is already down at to one life point at this point in time, so this could also more or less mean the end of this character as well. So we might need to draw a new character for the monk, but let's see. And to be honest, I made a decision at this point in time. And I think because I don't want to play this game until Christmas, to be honest, it really takes some time when you do the whole comments to the gameplay and so on. Then I decided, okay, the time when a second hero dies of any given player, the other hero would win the game. So of course the left player already lost one character, so he lost the elf. Now he has a new one, the Terror Knight, and the Terror Knight is still fine. But when this Terror Knight also dies, I would call it a day. So hopefully you agree with that, and don't be too hard with me on this decision, but I have to stop it somewhere. But still, I think we're doing pretty good. The other characters still can die for the other players, so I think we can still enjoy some more episodes of Talisman here. Okay, but now let's get back to the gameplay. It's the turn of the Terror Knight, and let's see what he will do. Just to recap, we still are at day. So let's roll the die for the Terror Knight, and that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This would be the graveyard, and this is not too bad. We will go to the graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The graveyard is pretty good for characters with an evil alignment because they would be allowed to restock their fate tokens. Of course, he only has one, but that's better than nothing. So at least he has now one. And yeah, this was a quick turn. Let's get back to the toad. I think the toad will go here to the chapel, because that's at this point in time not too bad. Let me go down a little bit. So he's at the chapel. And this is now a bit strange because only good characters would be allowed to pray. And let's see. No, of course he would be here to pray now, because also the toad has the same alignment as the original player, and the monk was actually a good alignment. So let's roll a die here. That's a 1. Okay, that's not too bad. So the prayer will be ignored. So, but I think that's better than anything else. But he could have healed, so I think this could really... I think we will spend one fate token this time, and I think this would really be important to him. So let's re-roll that die. Let's say 4. Unfortunately, this is also not so good, so he would be ignored. But you can only spend one fate token for one die roll here, and though he's not allowed to do that one more time. Okay, that completes the turn, and yeah, let's see what the Terror Knight will be doing. So let's roll for the movement, and that's a 2. Let me see. Yeah, I think the Terror Knight will go to the village. 1 and 2. Of course, I forgot one thing, and I really do that, so this is fair, because his special ability says whenever he visits the graveyard, he would be allowed to gain his warhorse back, and we do that. So, and now here at the village, I think he will go and will buy some equipment here, and I will draw the cards and show you what we will buy here. So we could go for the helmet, the armor, the shield, the sword, and the axe. Oops, you don't see that. So, sorry. So we have that here, and I think I will go for the axe, because for once the axe will increase my strength by 1 in a fight, and this is definitely good. And it has the additional yeah, capability when I am in the forest or in the deep woods here, in the deep forest, then I would be allowed to build a raft. And with this raft, I could go to the inner or to the second region here of Talisman. So I think this is pretty good. And let's get those back. So we keep the axe. And the axe costs us 3 gold. Check that. And as we plundered the remains of the monk when he became first time the toad, we have more than enough gold in our pocket. So let's put the axe also down here beside the witch's broom. So we are pretty good equipped. So of course our stats here for strength and craft are not too good, but I think apart from that we are doing pretty good. We still have much gold. We do have 1 fate token, we still have 1 trophy, which is good. We have a warhorse that helps us in a fight. So I think we are really doing pretty good. So when we see that now, for example, I can go my craft to my strength again. So this would be 3. So I have a base strength of 5. And with this axe, this will be increased. So I would have then an attack value of 6. And I think this is pretty good already. So we can really think of going for some of these creatures here on the board. Okay, that also completes the turn of the knight, and we have to move the toad 1 more time. So we were already down to 1, so we have only 1 more turn after this one to live as a toad. Of course, we will not go up here to the vampire prince. This would definitely be our death, so we have to go here to the hills, and there we would need to draw a new adventure card. So let's draw our adventure card, and this is another follower, and this is the princess, and this can be pretty cool because if she's with you, you can heal yourself in the palace in the second region. Let me show that to you. So the palace is here, and this is one option, and you can discard the princess for 3 golds in the palace as well, but then she has to be discarded. But fortunately the toad is not able to take that, so at this point in time, so this was but a safe move for the toad, and he still lives, so maybe he can do that. So let's get back to our Terror Knight. So the Terror Knight just bought himself an axe, which is pretty cool. And now this would be a 6. Yeah, you can see that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the chapel. This is definitely a no-no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And on the other way, he would go to the tavern, and I think he will go there because, in the chapel he would lose a life, and that's definitely not a good thing that we want to do here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we have to roll again what happens in the tavern. That's a 3, and the 3, you're gambling and you're losing a gold. Okay, that's not really too bad, so I will discard that, and this was already it. So last move as a toad, so we will go again here to the chapel. We roll our die again and give the other die away, so next turn he will be a monk again. That's a 3, and I'm not sure if I want to spend another. I think I will try that. No, I won't. No, I won't. I keep the last fate token maybe for later on. I think it's still okay. The knight is far away, there's no immediate danger here, so we will try that. So let's roll the die for our Terror Knight. That's a 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No, this doesn't help. I think we will go down here to the fields. We will draw our adventure card, and this is there we get our gold back. Put that into his inventory. He's also really awesomely rich. And now it's again the turn of the other player, and we will change him back again to be a monk. Of course, we changed that here as well. And I think now he can move on. Maybe he can claim... Now let's see. We just roll our die. That's a 5. Can you see that? Yeah, that's a 5. To the right there's a dragon. So he has a dragon and he has a dragon. So let me show that to you. So 5 spaces there, there's a dragon. And 5 spaces here is also a dragon. This dragon is the weaker dragon, so I think he will go here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And yeah, let's do some fighting. So the monk is doing pretty good. So he has a craft of 6, he can add that to his strength, so he has an attack value of 8. Or yeah, attack value of 8 already, without rolling any die. Because it's daytime, the dragon only has a strength of 5. So let's roll our die again. Red for the dragon. Okay, it's tough. So that's 6 plus 5, it's 11. And 8 plus... no, it's 7 only. 7, sorry. No, 6 plus... yeah. Nah, 7. 8 plus 1 is 9. So he has to give his fate token away, and I'm pretty glad I didn't spend it for anything else. Yeah, and here's what happened. Another 1. This means I will show that to you. Whoop. Boing. We have to give this life point away. So actually the monk is dead. And he really tried to give his best, so with his stick swinging against the dragon. Not really nice when you think about that, this big dragon and then this monk here with his little stick here in his hand. Not so sure if that was a good idea, but in the end we proved him right. Don't mess with a dragon. So yeah, he's now also killed. Brother Tuck here. Friar Tuck. Yeah, Friar Tuck. And let's draw a new character. So let's see. And this would be the Magus. And this is pretty cool. This is a really strong character, I have to admit. So let's equip this guy. And we do it right from the start. So this would be 4 craft. And let's keep the rest as it is, but let's take care of the life point. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Also starts the game with only 1 fate token, of course, also 1 gold. By the way, this is his miniature, pretty cool here on his throne. And he has some pretty cool abilities, which I will come to now. For once, he would be allowed to draw a spell. And this is the hexagram spell. This is okay, I would say. This is really something you could play somewhere as a kind of a trap for 3 rounds. I come to that later. His next ability would be anytime he would start his move and would have any spell on his hand, he would be allowed to draw one. And one really cool stuff is anytime basically he can take his followers into a psychic battle, only for a psychic battle, and each follower you would use in that psychic battle will add 1 craft to your normal craft value in this battle. But when you are defeated in a psychic struggle, in a psychic battle, then the other player can also kill one of your follower that fought with you. Can be pretty cool. Right now, of course, he does not have any followers, and he would start his move on the city. So let's place him here on the city field. But he died during his turn, so it would now be the turn of the Terror Knight again. So let's roll some dice, or one die. Again, that's a 6. Yeah, this is pretty cool because he would be allowed to go to the princess near the chapel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And he would be allowed to take the follower here, which is pretty cool. Not instantly, but can be cool maybe later on. This is his first follower. And let's see how the Magus is doing now. And yeah, give it over to the city. First roll die. This is a, can you see that? Yeah, that's a 2. And I think with this 2 he will just go here to the right, 1 and 2, to the hills. And there's still this cool follower here, and he's now a character with an evil alignment, so this can be really helpful. And he will directly place his spell, so during the next turn he would be allowed to draw a new spell, and I think I will put the spell on the graveyard, because this will keep the evil character, or the other evil character, to go there. But now let's draw an adventure card. So, and finally this is a real event, so we would have to flip the time card to night, so all creatures are now 1 point stronger, and this card says Pestilence. The Pestilence has this field. All players in this region losing 1 life point. Then the Pestilence will be discarded. So let's do that. So that's 1 for the Magus. And let's quickly get over 1 for the Knight. He is already down to 2, and he really should think of healing himself. Good thing is now he can use his Witch's Broom because it's now night, so he can move up to the number he rolled. So that's pretty cool, and this completes the turn of the Magus already. Yes. So let's roll a die. This is a 2, and this is perfect because he could go again to this Guardian here. 1 and 2. And he can now give away his trophy here and would be allowed to level up, basically. And I think he will level up 1 more time in respect to his craft values. So he is now a craft of 5, which is pretty cool. And this was already it. Yeah. Now let's get back to the Magus. As the Magus does not have a spell, he would be allowed to draw 1, and this is pretty cool. This is a psychic hit, and this can be cast before a fight on the sorcerer himself, and for this battle you would be allowed to add your craft to your strength. This is pretty cool, so this is definitely something he will keep. And now let's roll for his movement, and that's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's the werewolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and to the right there would be the ruins. And I think let's go there because we would be allowed to draw 2 cards here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So first is a bag of gold. This has a number of 5. And the second is this Shadow Soul. And yeah, this has a craft of 1. So we have to engage this first because it has the number 3 here. So it has to be resolved first. And we are not allowed to use any fate tokens. But I think with a craft of 1, but okay, it's knight, so it has a craft of 2 actually, and we have a craft of 4. So again, red for the enemy. Okay, that's okay. So the Shadow Soul has 8, the Magus has a 9, and this is enough, so he would be allowed to claim this trophy, and he would be allowed to trade in this bag of gold for a gold, which we place here also to his player board. And this concludes the turn of the Magus, and yeah, give it back to the knight. So that's a 2. We could go to the dragon, and the dragon now is 1 point stronger, so let me show that to you. So the dragon here has now a strength of 7. We have a strength of 6 because of our craft, our warhorse and our axe and so on. I think this is not really a good idea, so I think we will rather go here to the left, 1 and 2, and just draw an adventure card. Again, this is an event, the Siren, so we have to flip the... It's now day again, so we cannot use our Witch's Broom anymore. And this says the song of the Siren can be heard throughout the whole region here. Yeah, basically all have to skip a turn, but as we are both in the same region, this is not really an effect, so we can just discard that. And this was it. So it's again the turn of the Magus. Let's roll the die. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3. There are the fields, and I think we will go near the guardian here. That's 1, 2, and 3. So we would land here on the fields, and let's draw some one adventure card. And this is pretty cool for him. So this is a goblin, and this has a strength of 1 because it's daytime, so not really a match. But of course, the strength of the Magus is also only at 2. So I think we want to make that clear, and we would give our spell because we would be allowed to draw a new spell anyway. And now we can add our craft to our strength. This would be now a combined strength of 6 versus 1. So this is not a problem. So the goblin is killed. We claim that as a trophy. And yeah, that's it. So, that's a 1. It's daytime, so that's not really a risk for us. So I think now we cannot go to the chapel. That's for sure. Yeah, I think then we just go here to the right to the Pantheon, and there we could change our alignment, which we won't do, but we can roll for the werewolf. That's a long time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, we don't go there because then we would have to engage the werewolf. So the werewolf will rather go up here to the city. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And he's now here directly on the city, as you can see. So this was the turn already of the knight. And let me just calculate one thing. I think we have now to discard the hexagram spell because it only would be stay here on the board for 3 rounds. So the graveyard is free from this spell now. But we would be allowed to draw a new spell now because Magus does not have any. So let's quickly do that. And this says temporary change, and you can play this on any character, and this character takes for 2 rounds a alignment of your choice. I think this is pretty cool. I think we will play that instantly and give this neutral alignment card to the Dark Knight. Terror Knight, not it's not that. No. So So he's now in neutral alignment, so he cannot directly get any benefit from the graveyard or the chapel, but this will only happen for 2 turns. So I will use once more the die, put that here, and now we will roll for his movement. That's again a 6, and I think he will go here to the hills to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he would land down here. And this is a stable. This is pretty cool. So this is a card from the Sacred Pool extension, and this is now a location which stays here until the end of the game. And you can gain yourself horses here. Normal riding horse, a mule, a war horse, and so on. But of course you have to pay for that. And let me just check one thing. This riding horse is pretty cool. And I think he will pay the 2 gold for that riding horse. 1 and 2. Because this would allow you to... you would be allowed to move up to 2 space. You can roll 2 die and sum the result to that. And this is pretty cool. And this really say it may, so you don't have to use that. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's do that. Okay, so the location stays here, and now let's quickly move over here to the night. So that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right, to the left, there are the cliffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right, there is the village, and I think we can really go there because we could go to the healer. Yeah, let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And at the healer, we can heal our starting life points back. So we would pay 2 gold, and this will give us again 2 more life points. So 1, 2. We will flip our die. So 1 more turn we would be a character with a neutral alignment, but this was actually a pretty good move. And let's roll for the Magus. That's a 4. 2, 3, 4. There's this dragon to the right. This is tough. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, and I think this is something I have to discard already. So we had this card, and I had to, because when we changed to nighttime, we had to discard that anyway. So it was not longer used. So we will go there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's do that. And this is again a card from the Blood Moon expansion. So this is Terror Knight, not the knight as the knight, but really nightly. And we have to flip that to nighttime. And anytime a character would go to a field with an enemy, he would have to stop his movement instantly instead of just going for the whole distance. This is pretty tough, so you cannot move over any dragons or this vampire prince down here. And this will be discarded when day breaks. Okay, tough. Let's go to the knight. And as it is night, he can use his broom nevertheless. So let's roll our die. So that's a 2. So we cannot go to the left because there is this dragon. And the dragon has now a strength of 7. We have a strength of 6. This is not so good. So we will use our witch's broom because it's night, and we will go here to the fields. And this is Stranger, and again that's the Sorcerer's Apprentice, pretty cool. So we would be allowed to claim a quest 1 more time. So I think we will definitely do that. So we would more or less go here. Of course we will not be teleported here, only when we manage to fulfill that quest. That's a 5, and 5 it says, wow, discard 2 gold coins. Wow, that's easy. He has so many gold coins. This is cool. We can do that directly at the next turn. So we have the quest. So the apprentice goes away. And I think we can do that. No, I think we can instantly discard those 2 gold. Then we would be teleported to the cave of the sorcerer here, whatever. And now, as we are playing with the Sacred Pool extension, we could go either for a Talisman or for a quest reward item. But I think we will play that the old-fashioned way, because we don't have one yet. So we will draw ourselves a Talisman. And I think this is pretty cool for us. Of course, we are still way not strong enough to go to the complete inner region here and go for the end game here. So I think we can think of that maybe if you would have 5 or more craft points. But right now, this is not really anything we should even think about. So let's get back to the Magus. For the Magus, that's still tough. He has to roll, and he has to stop his movement when he comes to a field with an enemy. And that's a 1. So I think we will go up here to the woods. There we will draw our adventure card, and this is one more time a bag of gold. I think he can really use that. And now let's roll for the werewolf movement. That's a 5. And of course we cannot send him in our direction because it's night, and whenever he would pass our field here he would attack us. So we are not going to do that, so we will send the werewolf the other way. So he's now close to the tavern. So he's now here. And let's see what we can do about the Terror Knight now. So let's roll our die. Cool thing is it's still night, so we can use our Witch's Broom. And this is a 2. No, we will go to the oasis here. 1 and 2. So first we have an enemy. That's a weak ghost here. It's not... Okay. And this is a follower. And this says put this to daytime. Okay, let's do that. Oh, that's pretty cool. And now it's daytime here. Let me show that to you here. And of course, still before we can have a look at this one, we have to engage this one first. And yeah, let's do the fighting. But it's daytime. We have a craft of 5. This has a craft of 1, so this really shouldn't be a problem. No, it isn't. So we can claim this trophy here. Oops. Okay. And let's have a look at this follower here. Yeah, that's a pretty neat follower. So we can take him with us, that's not a problem. And anytime we would have to draw an adventure card, and we don't like that, we can discard this adventure card and draw a new one. But we have to engage this new one, that's for sure. And then we have to also discard this night guard here, night watch here. So we take him with us, that's for sure. And I think this already concludes the turn of the night. It's now daytime, so we can discard this card here. This is pretty important. And yeah, let's get back to the Magus. Roll our die. That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down is the chapel. We don't go there, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are the hills. We will go there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's draw card. This is an undead, I would call him, and as it's daytime he has a craft of 4. So let's roll our die. We also have a craft of 4. Maybe one thing we forgot, and I think I forgot that twice, I have to admit. So we would be allowed to draw a spell first. Let us draw this spell first. And this is an anti-spell. Oh, not too bad. We keep that. And cannot use it right now, but we have to engage this undead here. So we have a craft of 4, this has a craft of 4, so the die roll directly these sides. We were lucky, we have a 5, this is 5, so we can claim this guy here. Okay, and then we can claim the trophy. So this completes the turn of the Magus, and I think we will call it a day for today. So I will put this together and load this up to YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope we don't lose another character too soon, because as I said, the next character who dies decides the game. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it so far, and hope to see you soon in my next episode. Until then, bye bye.